In this video, I'm going to show you the new features found in the all-new BirdDogBot 3.0. This major release has been several months in the making, but we're finally at a point where we're unveiling it to the world. The new features that I'm about to show you are live and in your account right now, so when you're done watching, you can go ahead and log into your account and they'll all be there. So let's take a look at what's new with BirdDogBot 3.0. First, and probably the biggest change since we first launched back in 2012, is that BirdDogBot is now 100% web-based. As you can see, I'm at the login screen here at birddogbot.net, and I'm just using my web browser of choice, which happens to be Google Chrome. But you can of course use whatever you like. This means there's no desktop software to download or install or ever have to update. This also is welcoming news to Mac users who had been previously left out in the cold. I'm sorry it took so long, guys, but this new ability is dedicated to you and we look forward to having you guys join us. What else does this mean? Well, BirdDogBot has been mobile friendly for a while now, but you can now not only access your account, but you can access all of the functionality using any device that has a web browser. So whether you're using a tablet, a smartphone, or whatever, so long as it has a web browser, you're able to do anything from running searches to tweaking your search projects or anything else. Now, speaking of search projects, if you're new to BirdDogBot, a search project is basically just our lingo for a saved set of search criteria along with a set of analysis settings. So think of it like this. A search project could be something like, search in Miami, Florida for 3-bed, 2-bath homes in this price range. Then, when you find such a property, here's how I want you to analyze it. That's basically all a search project is. Now that we're talking about search projects, that leads quite nicely into the next massive update. Let's go into our search projects. First, I'll log in. Then from the deals menu, I'm going to go down to search projects. On this page, you'll see the search projects I've created in this account. Let's create one so you can see how easy this is, along with any of the new things we've added. To add a search project, we'll just go to Add. On the first tab, we just put in our basic search criteria. There's nothing really worthy of an explanation other than maybe the search name field, which is just whatever you want to call it to remind you of what you're looking for. If you leave it blank, as I prefer to do, BirdDogBot will give it a relevant name for you based on your search criteria. So let's go ahead and plop in some values here. We'll start by selecting a state. So we'll select, let's say Florida. Once we select the state, then we need to choose at least one more option from the city, zip, or county. You can select more if you like, but that's up to you. As you narrow it down, you'll notice that the other fields adjust accordingly. So if I were to select, let's say, Jacksonville, you'll notice that the zip drop-down will be changed to the zip codes in Jacksonville or any of the valid counties that are in Jacksonville as well. So let's pick some values for the rest. We'll pick 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. And we'll search in a price range of, let's say, $25,000 to $150,000. Okay, that's good enough for now. Now let's move over to the Filters tab. This is another new addition we've added to BirdDogBot. In here, you can filter the properties you want by their listing status or by their property type. And this is as simple as obviously turning off the ones you don't want or turning on the ones that you do want. That's pretty simple. Moving over to the Analysis tab, you'll notice we've added a new drop-down box called Analysis Type. In here, you've got 2 choices. You've got Basic Analysis and Advanced Analysis. We've added this to make it even easier for you to analyze properties. A basic analysis is simple. It's just a quick check against the property's estimated value versus its asking price. This difference is the profit. So all you need to do is specify how much of a profit you're looking for. The basic analysis type is here to make things simple, but a more advanced investor wants to factor in other variables into the equation as well. So enter the advanced analysis. When you select advanced analysis, additional fields will appear for you to configure. We have a detailed video tutorial on these fields in our knowledge base, so I'm not going to take up time explaining them here. I just wanted to show you that A, those fields are still there, and B, if you aren't yet comfortable with how all these additional variables fit in, then there's now a basic analysis option for you as well. For the sake of keeping things simple in this demonstration, let's just choose a basic analysis, and we'll use a $20,000 profit. Click Save Search. And now that our search is saved, we'll see that it's added to our searches list. And let's go back there. And there is our new search project right here. And now the fun part, running searches with the new BirdDogBot 3.0. In the past, with BirdDogBot, you could analyze a property every few seconds, which was pretty good for its time, especially considering all the time and work it saved you. But add up a few hundred properties and those few seconds can add up pretty quickly. Now watch this. To run your search projects, all you have to do is click one of these play or run buttons, whatever you want to call them. But before I do that, let me explain why our new search project's run button is orange and why the rest of them are green. You see, when you first create a search project, it needs to initialize. This means that BirdDogBot has to begin monitoring properties in that area that meet those property type requirements. So when your search button is orange, that just means your search is going through that initialization phase. Once it's done initializing, it'll automatically turn green, and at that point, it's initialized for good. Unless, of course, you change it, in which case it has to go through the initialization process again. In any case, you can still run searches that are initializing. It's just that you won't get a complete set of search results, or possibly no results at all, until it's done doing the initialization. I'll do a video explaining all that in better detail in the future, but that's just the quick explanation. So let's run a search project and see how fast BirdDogBot is now. Like I said, you can run your searches by using these run buttons, or you can run specific searches by checking the boxes, and then going to the Actions menu and then selecting Run. Here we go. And just like that, you see that our search projects are done already. There was no fancy video editing in there or anything like that. You can just look right here and it'll tell you that it ran 4 search projects and they executed in approximately 3 seconds. Now how about that for a speed improvement? Never mind a few seconds per property, and now we're talking just a few seconds to run an entire set of search projects, and in this case here, we analyzed 592 properties in just 3 seconds. That's just incredible. Anyway, let's move along. The next notice here is to remind us that we have a search project that is still initializing. That's the one that we obviously just created. And the next notice here tells us what changes we can expect to see to our deals list. Below that, we have a summary table showing the results of everything that just happened. The first column tells us how many properties it analyzed. The next one tells us how many new deals were added to our list. The next one tells us how many deals were updated, meaning they were already in our list, but something new has changed. The next column over, the deals found column, shows us how many of the properties it analyzed that passed our analysis criteria. And the last column is just a percentage of how many deals were found relative to the number analyzed. As you can see, you get a very detailed explanation of everything that happened during those 3 seconds. Now, if we quickly jump over to our deals list, you'll see all the deals it added. And just as before, each deal has its own pro forma page with all the details, including my personal favorite, the deal history section. The deal history section monitors every nitty-gritty change that occurred in a listing, including any price changes, status changes, or anything else you would see on this details page. Now, if that wasn't enough, let's make life a little bit sweeter. Let's jump back to our search projects. Now, imagine not even having to log in and click any of these run buttons. Imagine for a moment, if you will, waking up every morning to an email notification telling you of all the newest deals in your market. Not only that, imagine if that notification even updated you on any changes to the properties BirdDogBot is monitoring for you. I'm talking about you doing nothing, and BirdDogBot doing this all for you, all automatically. There's no software to install, so you don't even need to leave your computer running. Heck, your computer could have even suffered a fatal tragedy, but so long as you've still got access to email, BirdDogBot's going to keep the deal finding part of your business up and running. Here's how that works. This enabled column over here tells BirdDogBot to run these searches for you every day and notify you whenever there's something new or has been changed. There's nothing else you need to set up. So in this case here, tomorrow morning, I'm going to get an email from BirdDogBot telling me the results of all of these search projects, all summarized in one quick email with links back to the specific pro forma pages for these properties. It's like having the ultimate bird dog who always shows up to work on time, gets the job done, and gets it done right. It never gets sick, it never has excuses, and it'll never turn its back on you to go work for someone else. So those are the new searching features. Blazing fast, 100% automated, ridiculously precise, and of course, accessible from any device. But hold on, I'm not done yet. I've got more brand spanking new love to share. We've had people screaming from hilltops that they wanted some way to monitor classified site postings. And you know what I'm talking about. Craigslist. Now, the issue with sites like Craigslist is that they're a disaster from a data gathering perspective. Information is sometimes missing, it's rarely in the same place in every ad, and that's what makes monitoring these postings next to darn near impossible. Well, we've come up with a solution. Introducing, for the first time ever, BirdDogBot Classified Alerts. Imagine being able to monitor sites like Craigslist for new relevant real estate postings. Imagine getting notified whenever a new ad gets posted, all the while filtering out all the crap you don't want. Well, check this out. BirdDogBot classified alert projects work very similar to the search projects I already showed you. Let's go to our alert projects and see it in action. From the alerts menu, let's select alert projects. In here, you see the alert projects that I've already created. In this case, there's only just one of them. Now, let's create one from scratch to see how easy this is. Now, does this look familiar? That's right, it's very similar to creating a search project. The only difference is on the first tab, instead of selecting a city and a state, you're going to pick a classified site. So let's go with Craigslist, and then we'll pick a region. In our case, we'll go with, let's stick with Florida again, and we'll go with Jacksonville, since it's working for us. This time, let's do 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, and we will go with the $25,000 to $150,000 price range. Now, this alert notification option works just the same as a search project's notification. As soon as it notices something new, you'll get an email with a link back to Craigslist with that posting. And the alert projects enabled option means the same as it did with search projects too. That is, BirdDogBot will automatically run this alert project for you without you having to manually log into your account and run it yourself. And by the way, alert projects are run several times a day, so you're notified as soon as BirdDogBot notices anything new. Now, how do we deal with those irrelevant posts that we don't want? Surely it'd get annoying to be notified to have to sift through a bunch of posts you have absolutely no interest in. That's a total waste of time, right? Well, that's taken care of for you with something we call alert triggers. Alert triggers act as filters so that only the relevant posts get added to your account. We have 2 types of alert triggers, predefined and custom. Let's take a look at the predefined triggers tab. These predefined triggers are here to get you up and running with BirdDogBot alerts as quickly as possible. Here you'll be able to use a predefined set of filters to specify only the type of posts that you want. So if you like to do fix and flips, for example, you can turn on the ones that are up your alley and avoid the ones where you just don't want to go there. So let's pretend we're going to look at some fix and flip projects. We don't mind the amount of work. We don't mind if they're unfinished. But let's say we want to avoid any of these big problems like fire damage, foundation problems, mold issues, roof problems, and termites. You basically get the idea. And as you can see, whatever your situation, we've pretty much got it covered, and it's easy as turning on the ones you want and turning off the ones you don't want. Now let's say you're doing something we haven't thought of, or maybe you just don't like the results you're getting from the predefined triggers. That's where custom triggers come into play. On the Custom Triggers tab, you can add your own custom triggers that look for specific keywords in the posting. Just give your trigger a name, then over in the keywords box, enter the keywords that you want to be in the ad. And then once you're done, all we do is we click Save, and our alert project has been added to our alert projects list. Now this alert project is all queued up, and BirdDogBot will begin monitoring it for you. And if you want to run your alert project right now, simply click the Run button, and you'll get back your first batch of alerts. To see your alerts, just go to the Alerts menu and select My Alerts. And in here, your alerts will be displayed with a link back to the original posting. So let's close this tab off here. Now from here, if you like the deal, you can use the plus button and add this deal to your My Deals list. There's a few other small enhancements, but in the interest of keeping this short, I'm going to leave it at that. So again, we've got a new 100% web-based interface that's entirely accessible from any device. There's no software download required, so you don't need any specific operating system like Windows or Mac. Whatever you have is good. All you need is a web browser and an internet connection, which you've obviously got covered if you're watching this video. We've got new lightning fast searches that are run for you daily, all automatically, and you even get an email notification automatically. And that automatically word seems to come up a lot, doesn't it? And of course, we've now got support for classified sites like Craigslist where you can monitor classified posts. And here comes that word again. It's all automatically done for you too. It's all set it, forget it, and let BirdDogBot do it all for you. It just doesn't get any better than this. So there you have it. BirdDogBot 3.0 is ready to go. If you're already a member, as I said at the beginning, these features are live and ready to go in your account. If you're not a BirdDogBot member yet, check us out at www.birddogbot.com. With all these new features, there's never been a better time to join. BirdDogBot is faster and more powerful than ever before. And if you're a Mac user and you couldn't try it out before, well, that problem's been solved now with our new 100% web-based interface. Head on over to www.birddogBot.com and we'll see you on the inside. Thanks for watching.